There's a couple ways this is about to go down. There's a perfect path. Perpetualis is an excellent Strand AR. In some ways, it is better than Rufus's Fury, and I've seen some say that it can't hang. It can. I'll show you how and why. Same, but different. They bring separate things to the table. So, if you can't raid, don't have a good Rufus's Fury, Perpetualis is a go-to. If you do have a good Rufus's Fury, Perpetualis offers something completely different. I view this as a very good PvE weapon. I'm not going to be too nice to it in the Crucible. There's a lot to talk about, but before we do, let's welcome back a longtime sponsor of the channel, Surfshark VPN. Protecting your data, photos, videos, your identity is one of the most important things you can do online. Surfshark VPN is an extra layer of security that encrypts your data, it keeps it safe, hides your true IP address, which is vital to protecting your identity. You're allowed unlimited simultaneous devices. Most companies limit you, but not Surfshark. You can have it on your desktop, your phone, as many devices as you want. It works as an app or browser extension, allowing you to place your laptop or phone anywhere in the world. When it comes to gaming, you can game in full privacy and security. That includes things like hiding your IP in Discord, other chats, protecting yourself versus DDoS. And some internet companies actually throttle you, or maybe you just have low speeds. By changing your location, you can actually get faster speeds than what they're capping you at. With the app or browser extension, you can just find the closest server to you and get great speeds. Any kind of content that isn't available in your country, you can switch servers and it's going to open up for you, whether it be Twitter, YouTube, various other media sites. Not only that, there's over a dozen Netflix libraries out there to go out and explore. By changing your location, you can see what's playing around the world. Protection is key. So use my code CoolGuy to get 83% off plus 3 extra months free. There's a link down below right at the top of the description. And if for whatever reason you're unhappy, they do back a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to try it out for yourself. I really hope you guys get behind Surfshark as they've gotten behind me. It's a great deal that they have for us. I'm going to talk about the Crucible last, and you've seen some PvP gameplay, but the main part of the video is right here. When it comes to these Two Strand ARs, both can be crafted, both can have enhanced perks. Rufus's Fury can have things like enhanced demo, enhanced hatchling. Hatchling is a really good perk for a Strand AR. It's considered a main draw to these ARs while using Strand. It works with the kit, works with the artifact mods, it's great. Rufus also has Paracausal. It has Frenzy, 50% more or 20% more damage. You can pair Demo, Rewind, Reconstruction, Pugilist. Great weapon. All of this can be Adept enhanced if you're really lucky. Perpetualis has Hatchling too. It's enhanced, all the good stuff, but it lacks the good PvE perk in that third column, the pairing perk. We have Envious Assassin, we have Keep Away, Killing Wind even. Out of the gate, if you're looking for it, if you don't have a good Hatchling Rufus, want that loop, Perpetualis is here. If you do have one, I suggest you go a completely different route. And when I put this all together, the main goal was to hit specific thresholds to make it scream. It's very good. You saw in the thumbnail, I put Super Frenzy. It is. Here's how and why I have it set it up a certain way. It interacts in a crazy way on Strand. You can make it work on all characters, but one stands out. I first want to talk about Frenzy, which is not on Perpetualis, it's on Rufus. The deal with Frenzy, you get 15% more damage, 100 handling, 100 reload, so it's very snappy, handles great, a little bit more damage, fast reload, tried and true good perk. We can simulate that and also add to it on Perpetualis. So here's the roll. Small bore, Accurize, Range Masterwork, Killing Wind, Golden Tricorn. Base stat-wise from here, we have 70 range, 42 stability, it has the base 62 reload. When you get a kill, 15% more damage, Golden Tricorn times 1. That's matching Frenzy. Killing Wind is plus 20 range, plus 40 handling with a strafe scaler, and 5% increased fall off distance. So we now have 90 range, 100 handling. And it's a little bit more than that 90 range. It's the furthest it can reach out while still feeling pretty good. At this point, we have a version of Frenzy with more range, the strafe scaler, it is snappy, and the reload part, we have Noble Deeds. The origin trait, gain charges by assisting allies, consume charges by defeating foes. So while charged, you get bonus handling and reload. But here's the beautiful part of this coming together. Auto rifles receive 25% more damage versus red and orange bars, and it is really good. I think everyone can agree to that. So on an AR, it's the equivalent of kill clip damage, so a lot more starting damage out of the gate. With this combination, I want to focus on Warlock, and this is what sets it apart from Rufus. What you should lean to. With the Mind Spun aspect, we have Weaver's Trance. You hold to consume your grenade, go into Weaver's Trance, final blows while the trance is active, create Suspend. And what's cool about it, since you're in Weaver's Trance, you get a down, 15% more damage, Golden Tricorn times 1, the handling's up, it's basically Frenzy, a version of it, but it starts suspending surrounding enemies. You'll notice in the act of suspending, it's going to go to Golden Tricorn times 2. No melee final blow, no grenade final blow, just using the AR mowing down ads. Only the AR. That first one is ×1. It starts suspending. Magically, you're thrown in ×2. So at this point, it's 50% more damage. You can go further if you want. So let's talk about pure damage, total output here. For this AR, the base damage, 1,152. With Golden Tricorn ×1, 1,325. That's the 15%. Golden Tricorn ×2, 1,728. That's the 50% more from base. But then we can do Golden Tricorn ×2 with a triple Strand Surge. That goes to 2,108. So 83% more from base just using the AR. My fragments, I have Mind for class ability energy when defeating suspended targets. Generation, so dealing damage gets the grenade back. Warding, picking up an orb, you get Woven Mail. Transmutation, while having Woven Mail, Final Blows create a Tangle. Then you add in the artifact mods that are just a flat out bonus. Untangler, destroying a tangle suspends target. Studded Blast, larger, more damaging explosion. Unraveling, rapid Final Blows, which will happen. With a strand weapon, you get Unravel rounds. All of that is on top. It feels very, very powerful. So again, as you're doing this, 100 handling, the strafe speed, 20 more range, a little bit more fall off distance, 50% more Golden Tricorn damage for free, triple surge, 83% more. It's an absolute unit, and this is something Rufus cannot do, like at all. So when people say, oh, it can't hang, it's just way superior, I don't agree with that. Like the max you could do for something like this would be Paracausal. Frenzy's a little bit less, but with Rufus, it does have that third column perk. That's a little trade-off. And some things can be simulated, like we have demo. Yes, actual demo is good, but when it comes to your grenade, class ability, melee, you can kind of move some things around with the fragments, picking up orbs to get some of those things. You can make it all kind of fly. The 25% AR buff made a huge difference here, and it's one of those things, both of these can do well. Let's establish that, of course. But each one can do something completely different than the other. It's going to be up to you if you want to play it. Like, I really like this Killing Wind Tricorn on Strand with the Warlock. With things like Hunter, you can rely on using Grapple and the Tangles to melee surrounding enemies. That will grant ×2. Just create points or tangles, grapple, get the melee final, the free melee final from the grapple. Don't have to use your charged melee, nothing like that. Titan, mostly around the melee, maybe the suspend boots. But with a lot of these, just make lots of orbs, getting melee energy or whatever you want, grenade energy, to get the cooldown back up, so you can go for Golden Tricorn ×2 a lot. I found that Titan is the worst of the three, and Warlock is just simply on autopilot, and that's not even getting into things like Necrotic Grip added on top. A lot of Strand build crafting with this AR, it's very good when you do so. And the final part of the video, I want to spend a minute or two on PvP. Like, I could probably spend the next 15 minutes talking about how much I just hated every moment using this thing in the Crucible. I believe it's currently a terrible PvP weapon. And I know some of you like 600s. They can do well, but with Perpetualis, I wouldn't let people convince you otherwise. You don't see this weapon, and there's a reason why you don't see this weapon. It is absolutely suffocated in the space that it lives in. 600s need certain things. The exotics have them, like Suros, Monte Carlo. But even with great perks and combinations, this falls way short. And it's falling short due to its crit ratio and fire rate. Like a 720 does better in the sandbox. So for Perpetualis, we have a base range of 43. That's good for, wait for it, 25 meters before you start hitting fall off. At 26 meters, you start seeing numbers drop. So 25 and in, you're eaten alive. SMGs. Immortal, maybe you've heard of it. We have sidearms, other primaries. And then you have this weird dance of getting in the proper range without making it feel completely terrible on the weapon itself. So you might go keep away, you might go full bore, you might go small bore, maybe arrowhead to get the recoil better. It has poor starting recoil. Let's say you get this thing up to 80 range, basically double its range with keep away, small bore, accurized, range masterwork. You're now at a whopping 30.5 meters. It is primed to get absolutely gunned by everything. 140 hand cannons, other ARs, importantly pulse rifles. Like, you're getting out to 32, 33, feeling fairly comfortable, which that is an average mid-range. You get eaten alive. Accuracy issues, damage fall off. Importantly, you need to land 9 straight crits if someone has tier 9 or tier 10. That is 31 meters in. If they're tier 4 to 8 resilience, you need to land 8 crit, 1 body. We have things like Zen Moment, things like Keep Away. And Zen Moment adding anti-flinch, less reticle bounce is gonna be your best bet. Like, I was talking with Walla not too long ago about Perpetualis, and he said, dude, like, it wasn't until I put on Zen Moment that this thing could hang just even a little bit. On the other side, we have things like Target Lock, which is okay. But I found simply Killing Wind Golden Tricorn, the one I was using in PvE, performed the best. Because if you get through that first kill, you get that 90 range with the fall off, the strafe scalar to duel, the 50% more damage. You're kind of willing the weapon to do well. And when I was playing Even on Anomaly, from side to side, people had Messenger. I even saw a Jade Rabbit, and it just gets absolutely gunned. Maps like Eternity, all of these different maps, like once it hits outside of like 33 meters, you're in real trouble. When you're in its range, you're still in trouble. And if somebody's running at you with a Jug Shield or Antaeus Wards, there is nothing you can do. Something needs to drastically change at the sandbox for this thing to shine. And what's nice, if you do have it crafted, you can come back and do it. I view it as a PvE weapon, and a great one at that. So for PvE, don't sleep on it. If you have the borders, put it together with how I talked about it. I think you're really going to enjoy it. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about Perpetualis down below. What are your thoughts on it? If you do have a roll of it, how do you have it crafted, or what do you have? Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.